You recognize
Ken Jefferson for sheriff. March 22nd. I need your vote.
How you doing, Miss Ryan?
Away. I'd like for everybody to get together and let's get a Lee.
Jacksonville's next sheriff is heating up, and our own Marc sat down with one of the men hoping to unseat John Rutherford.
You know his face. For nearly 6 years, Ken Jefferson was front and center at dozens of crime scenes as the spokesperson for JSO. In fact, he did the job so well that he became the first person in history to ever win the Public Information Officer of the Year award in Florida 2 years in a row. He retired last October after 24 years on the force. His goal now?
So I don't look at myself as anything other than I'm a qualified candidate ready to become the next sheriff of Jacksonville.
Jefferson is probably the most recognizable opponent trying to unseat Sheriff John Rutherford.
And 8 years is enough as the sheriff here in Doyle County, simply because every other office had term limits. And there was a promise made by one of the opponents that they would not do more than 2 terms.
He's talking about Rutherford, who, unlike other elected officials, can't be forced out by term limits. Reducing crime is Jefferson's top priority.
We've been labeled as the murder capital of the state for the past 11 years. That concerns me. But it not only concerns me, Marc, it concerns the citizens of this city because I'm hearing it every day while I'm talking with them.
Another thing that he says concerns him is the lack of transparency within the department. He'd like to change that.
I'm for openness as far as being transparent with the public, being able to review the process as it's going on, as the officers are being questioned, as the evidence is being presented, as the whole process is going on, I think that they should have an opportunity to be able to sit in and to listen.
If he wins, Ken Jefferson would become Jacksonville's second African-American sheriff. Marc Spain, CBS 47 Action News.
Sheriff's officers are the city's finest, and Ken Jefferson is likely the busiest. The department's public information officer is the face of the JSO, giving reporters the latest on breaking crimes, informing the public on safety issues, and speaking to children about staying out of trouble.
If we can prevent a crime from happening before it happens, then that's what it's all about. That's what I want to do. That's my intention, and that's my goal.
And no one does it better than Ken. For the second year in a row, Florida's PIO Association is honoring Jefferson with Public Information Officer of the Year.
When my telephone rings at night or early in the morning, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, it not only wakes me up, but it wakes my wife up, it wakes my child up. So I want to dedicate this to my wife for being the beacon of support that she is.
Public Information Officer is just the latest duty in Jefferson's 21-year JSO career.
Of all the things that I've done in law enforcement, I must say that this is my favorite role. I've always wanted to be involved with public information.
And he is everywhere. Maybe you've seen him hosting Signal 94 on your public access channel, or letting you know about wanted fugitives on our news partner Channel 4's Wheel of Justice.
You know, you look at that face, you can tell he's a wanted man.
And you've no doubt heard that familiar voice right here on WOKV.
I am blessed, very blessed, that I have an opportunity while in my career, in the highlight of my career, to live out my dream.
Jared Halpern, AM 690 and 106.5 FM, News Talk Radio, WOKV. Jacksonville sheriff's officers are the city's finest, and Ken Jefferson is likely the busiest.
The sheriff says he wants to see some changes. And specifically, Ken Jefferson took a trip to Washington Heights, where he grew up. He said he wants to cut down on the violence in that area. Jefferson spent the morning campaigning throughout the neighborhood. So far, 4 people have entered the race for Jacksonville sheriff. He's the best known of them, I suppose. Okay.
Ken Jefferson for sheriff, March 22nd. I need your vote.
How you doing, Miss Rocky?